Hey everyone, I'm rather coherent. And so far, I think my first marathon of Basebuilder DeathRun has gone incredibly well. In fact, I would say that we're largely finished with DeathRun. Don't get me wrong, DeathRun's obviously still in the game. It's still making the game much harder. Creatures one-shot a lot of things, they hit like trucks, they're super angry. But coming over to mod settings to show exactly what I mean, going through the settings, DeathRun, surface area never breathable. We can breathe the surface area. Radiation under 200 meters, fixed it. Personal diving depth, not really an issue, I'm gonna be honest. Depth of explosion, survived it. Explosion time, went immediately, didn't matter. Power cost, conquered. Batteries, recharging. Vehicle cost, that's gonna be a hassle. That'll still matter going forward a lot, especially if I lose the sea moth or once I need to build my prawn suit and Cyclops. Habitat builder, made. Scans required. Honestly, just making the game better. Same with creature aggression and creature damage from earlier. Start location, we handled. Water murkiness, just as aesthetic thing. Like about half of these settings, we've just handled them. Problem solved. And our base is underway, but it's just a scaffold, let's not pretend. This massive pipe from there to here on every side, all of these intervening tubes are temporary. They're gonna be changed out and moved around and replaced with other things. This middle room is probably not gonna stay the way it is. Let me rephrase that. This middle room is not gonna stay the way it is. This is terrible. This is what it feels like to be homeless. We have a lot of room to expand. Our storage lockers won't go in here. And in fact, I don't want to have storage lockers. So let's get into our current immediate goals for this base. First of all, I need a prawn suit and a second moon pool. That's relatively minor, but it is a goal that I've got. Second of all, I need to unlock the Field Creator Studios mod and start using a lot of things from that mod, and most of all, getting drilling set up sooner rather than later. And lastly, I need to start farming. Now, all of those things are actually largely in the same direction. Well, I turned off Fog of War a while ago, so I can't show it properly. But down here along the edge of the Grand Reef and the Sparse Reef as it comes over to Sea Treader's Path, around right here, I think, is the floating island. That's where I'm gonna get my farming done. There's a gulper there, that's a slight problem, but I think we can get past him. I don't think he'll be an issue as long as we don't go up from beneath him. If we ever go up from the bottom of the Sparse Reef to the island, or hang around the bottom of the island, then I'm pretty sure we pull the gulper up and he's there forever. Or until he glitches out and damages. So if we come from the right direction to the island, I think we're okay. Secondly, we need to go do this. These are both in the same direction. And then we need to find a wreck with prawn suit parts. Oh, would you look at that? I'm pretty sure we already know where one is, because there are grappling arms outside of it. There's probably some prawn suit stuff inside of it. So today we have 3 goals, and they're all pretty much right here. Once we start FCS, start farming, and get a prawn suit, we can really start fleshing out the base a lot more. For now, I'm gonna start this radio, get in my Seamoth, and begin journeying over.
The planet now. We have a landing site for you that's, well, it's better than the alternatives. We've set you the coordinates. It'll take us a couple of days to align our orbit. Should be able to establish direct contact with you during that time. Then we're coming in to get you. Cross your fingers, the weather holds. Don't leave us waiting. Sunbeam out.
Now, with Field Creator Studios, there is an issue. It's very easy to just trip over yourself and die while doing that mod. So I'm gonna build a base with power directly at the entrance to that wreck. And that's gonna save me a lot of trouble. Speaking of though, I should really bring 5 power cells with me, which I made forever ago out of my dead batteries. Because if I don't, we're gonna have a bad time. We're not gonna be able to do the mod. Now, unfortunately, I am completely out of water. And I think the best thing I can do, because I'm just still a little ways away from being able to farm, is to spend the night coming over here into the lands where bladderfish live, hunting bioluminescent waterfish. And on that note, I really just want to say this. I love how much the flow of the game was changed by DeathRun. I'm sure it's made it harder in a way where without a lot of game knowledge, many people would find it inaccessible, especially the explosion stuff and needing magnetite for the habitat builder. Like, yes, the game is harder in a lot of ways and it's not all good, but if you're able to deal with the increased difficulty, it completely changes the way the game feels and being something very different. I love that I felt like I unlocked cooking bladderfish and salvaging metal. It completely changed the way that the game feels. Instead of starting off with this ability and wanting to outgrow it from the word go, I'm happy that I have the ability to even do it now as a stopgap until I feel safe enough to approach the islands, which without the extinction and DeathRun wouldn't even be a dangerous thing to do in the first place. Although if it weren't for that one Leviathan clipping in and out of walls at the mountain, none of this would matter because I could just go there and get bulbo plants. But hey, that Reaper decided to make things interesting. At this point, I think I have gotten enough bladderfish while rambling about loving DeathRun that we are just done with water for the rest of the game. Also, fun fact, making bladderfish even easier to catch at night in their own bioluminescence. You notice that they usually aren't moving before I get to them? They're asleep at night, they just sort of float around. As I started recording today, I realized that I hadn't actually double-checked my JSON file. And I was doing something that I viewed as the safest thing to do with my JSON file. See, this is the only change I made from the base game. I looked at a lot of what other people were doing in their edits and decided, I don't know what this does. If I can just change this one number and do nothing else, then that means that my game is going to accomplish the goal of increasing draw distance, and since they're not getting grass load in anyway, then it's fine. Hilariously, doing just this has largely fixed my issues. However, in the base game, you'll notice coming down here to colliders on everything except for the first one, it's set to false. Now, I'm assuming this is for performance reasons, and I'm also assuming it's related because previously I was not playing with this version of the JSON file, I was playing with someone who had them all set to true. I'm assuming this is related to our incredibly bad Reaper behavior at the mountain, so I'm going to quickly redo everything I just did in the introduction and restart my game with this set to true. Alright, I'm back. You can see I've got my base ready to be built, a load of power cells for the quest, and a load of first aid kits because I expect things to get a little bit rough. And to be clear about what I was changing when I had ClipMaps files, in case it wasn't clear, I'm using the default ClipMaps files for the game, with one exception. I increased the draw distance from 7 chunks to 9 chunks, or by about 30%. It's enough that I basically experienced no issues with pop-in. However, the default files had colliders set to false on everything except for one of those levels of draw distance. And all the mods I've used in the past, all the files I've copied and pasted from other users, have had all levels collider set to true. Since I've never experienced Reapers with this much clipping, I'm guessing that might be related. I don't really know, so I changed colliders from false to true on every setting. And also, as I ramble about Reapers and clipping, I appear to have gotten a little bit too close to the crash site. The murkiness tells you that right where these two biomes are going to meet, there's going to be a wall. It's right there in the distance. You probably can't see it on YouTube, but that's where the Reapers live. And honestly, with our current level of aggression settings, they might be able to see us all the way from over here. I think we're good. I don't think we got any attention today. Just a little spooky roar. We're fine. I'm going to head down into the Crags, which is, nightmarish, actually. Do I need to reconsider my planning at all? I might need to be... I got spooked and thought a Reaper's behind me for some reason. I might need to be really planning on preempting and using lots of power of my AoE discharge thing. Because there are going to be swarms and swarms of bone sharks in there, man. The best bet might be to float out way above it where the bone sharks aren't and then swim down myself. Because it's going to be real easy to lose the Seamoth in there. I think I'm going to go with that plan. I'm going to fly out relatively near the surface of water and swim straight down once I'm more or less directly above it. Because they're already... Like, I kind of want to swim down and show you how many bone sharks there are and then swim up. That seems like a better thing to do. Just from a showman standpoint. Because if I go... I guess you're going to see it one way or the other once I get there, right? But let's give a count. One bone shark. We're not even in the Crags yet. He's just hanging out near the Crags. Yeah, it's going to get real bad as we go over this and into the Crags proper. Isn't it? Aren't there millions of bone sharks here? I remember this being a nightmare. Yes, 1, 2 bone sharks. 3 bone sharks. 4 bone sharks? And reminder, they're just all going to be coming for me. DeathRun is on. They're mad at me. Alright, so I want to go up to like 100 meters here, honestly. Get out. Leave me be. Okay, my Seamoth should be safe all the way up here. Just swimming around for a second to see if anything's even remotely near it. The answer appears to be no. And we can do the rest of this on our own. So let's head down and get base building. There's gonna be a little bit of sketch, but not too much. We should be fine, really. If I hadn't done this before, I'd be terrified. But having done it already, I know where I need to go and how I can build an entrance right next to me. Or how I can build a base right next to the entrance, rather. There's a little hatch over here. Whoop. And now we come here to our habitat builder. Peek outside just a little. That's going to need a hatch. And a solar panel. Don't worry too much about the bone sharks. They're friendly, I promise. Or at the very least, they're incapable of getting inside now, because I blocked the door. Oh no, is it too deep for solar power?
Emergency power only.
Oh, that's no
Oxygen
good.
Production offline.
That's no good. Well then. This changes things substantially. Yeah, he was able to get where I was. Alright, I'm gonna go up to about 300 meters and see if the base works there. Because my guess is that solar power turns off at exactly 300 meters. It should be on the other side, quite obviously.
30 seconds.
I've got another O2 tank, I'm completely fine. Please work at this site. I don't want to bring my SeaMLHelper down here. Alright, that's no good.
Emergency power only. Oxygen production offline.
SeaMLHelper, you're coming down. Oh, this is what I wanted to avoid so much. You're gonna see bone sharks attacking Grand Gliders everywhere you look. It's kind of terrifying. Okay, we should really be fine. Bone sharks are not one of the creatures that just constantly smash into things. They're not crab snakes, they're not crab squids. I don't know of any other animals that actually attack empty vehicles than those two. But I did this in my previous save and it was fine. I just need to not put it in a particularly perilous place. I need to refill my O2 tank before I go in because I like this vehicle being alive. Ooh, yeah, that's a perilous place for it to be. Go away. Holy shit. They almost one-shot it. Or not almost one-shot it, they almost two-shot it. That is a sketch. No, no, come over here. Don't hit it. Stop hitting this. Alright, it's good, it's fine. It's at full health. They're not gonna hit it. I don't need to worry about it. I need to use my oxygen wisely. We gotta get in here and do our job. Okay, this is not the plan I originally had. Apparently I needed to bring a bioreactor if I'm going 300 meters deep. I did not know that solar panels cut off. Because I was thinking, hey, this area is well lit, it'll be fine. That's a terrible start. We don't even have ultra high capacity tanks, it's gross. But we have a pair of high capacity, it's actually technically better. But I keep disorienting myself and fucking it up. Alright, I think I've turned around again. I'm just gonna go back to my SeaMLHelper and try it again. Yeah. Get in, get out, minimize the amount of time that they can aggro onto it while I'm there. Is this an openable door? It looks like it might open automatically once you restore the power, maybe? So I was thinking, surely there's a better door once you turn on the power. I never found it, but that might be it. I'll find out soon. Or it might just be intended to be something like that in the future and it doesn't exist yet. Hard to say. But we're okay. We're inside of this. We have a full O2 tank to work with after this one runs out. And what we need to do is we need to circle around to the bottom first and turn on the power. I'm sorry, I got that remembered wrong. We need to circle into this room, climb through some vents. I don't think I need to repair this, but I'm just going to just in case. It seems like it's probably unnecessary.
Boxes in need of
oh no,
repair.
I actually did need to repair that one. That one counts. Neat. Glad I did then. Right, yes, this is the power cell thing. You may have all of my power cells. Okay, so the generator's back on. This door should open in a second. I gotta reactivate it manually. We need to crawl through here on the other side. This is how we get the depot. We need this to actually use any part of this mod. I believe there's nothing else in here. It's time to go. We're under 45. That means we should switch tanks now. Alright, and we're good here. Grab this. We need the transport drone terminal. That's also a part of the mandatory stuff you need to use the mod at all. Nothing else in this room that you need, I think. No, in the bottom, I know we go through a pipe to get to security. Actually, if we go to security now, I'm pretty sure it opens the door. I don't really care. I'm gonna make sure I've explored the rest of this and refill my air and then go to security. Because it's just always a little bit easy to get yourself killed in this wreck. This is a particularly troublesome wreck because there's a lot of different pipes going in different ways. Getting out requires you to find the pipe on the roof over here, which you can easily disorient yourself in, as I've shown repeatedly already. This is the correct way. And it's going to hook here. Alright, we're fine, we're fine, we're fine. Nothing bad is happening. If I'm in this, I need to be moving. Okay, guys, this way. Away from the sea moths, away from the sea moths. That's terrifying, but I'm fine. I'm faster than them. Right, there's one right there I can't go in. Inventory, first aid, first aid. Okay, I can now risk running past that guy, because if he does manage to turn and nip me, he still won't kill me. Spooksville, but we're fine. And this is just how it works. We have to risk this. This is the most important part of the campaign, is getting this mod enabled. This thing is like DLC-sized crafting expansion, and this is a base building run. So, now that we've done that, we can get back in here, go into security, and finish unlocking this DLC. Wait, is this the right place? It must be. Because I don't remember going to the Peeper Lounge room. Alright. Just being in here automatically opens the door immediately, nice. Now on each of these, I need to open the little WordPad file and take a quick screenshot of it because I'm a filthy cheater. Right, this one doesn't have a WordPad file. This one does. Oh, and if you're wondering what am I using, like what is this little tool I've got, I have a program called ShareX that I can use to take screenshots of specific parts of my game. Well, not specifically my game, specific parts of anything. Okay, so our first job here, now that we've gotten the codes, is to come around to this door and figure out which is the right code for it. I thought you were locked. Must be further down. Yeah, it's here. Switch over to the Godot 2 tank. Fabricator room. Now, the way this puzzle works is these keypads don't have a 0 on them. So every number I've got that has a 0 is actually not a real possibility. It's very, like, gamey and weird, but it does work. This is the last mandatory box that I need. I think technically I'm done and can leave right now, aren't I? Oh, I need to turn on this system. Yeah, that's very important. Okay, I've got 2 codes that this could be as at 1993. Whoops. Come on, I'm dying over here. 1, why are you like this? Come on, click the 1. Okay, 7156 then. Alright, what's the next one say? 3491. Alright, there we go, but we gotta get out of here. I like not being drowned, it's very nice, generally speaking. I'm glad to have unlocked all this stuff, but I very much like the fact that I'm still in a hardcore world, and it's not just spirited. I haven't died. Seamoth is there. Okay. We need to start moving as soon as we get in, drift around, switch O2 tanks, come out the opposite way that we're going. Okay, so that only dealt like 30%. That's not nearly as bad as I thought it was. It's fine, let's just go. This should be our last trip in there. Did we refill both O2 tanks? I don't remember. Yes, we did, good. The second O2 tank is about 9 seconds short of air compared to where it should be. That really doesn't matter, but I do need to be aware of things like that. No, I disoriented myself. Okay. We're in, around, down the stairs again. Come on, you got this. Wait, not all the way down, not all the way down, into this room. Into this room, which we've unlocked, and we need to repair all of the boxes. Which, as you can see, is going to take a while, so I'll see you then.
Electrical boxes in the...
Alright, here's the last box getting fixed up. We should be able to turn this on now, but it needs a passcode. If I'm remembering correctly, it follows the same rules, even though now I can type zeros, and it was 1993.
Hello.
Yes.
My name is Ava. I am your personal...
Alright. With all that done, we've got SCS unlocked. We have a lot of base building to do once we get back home. But for now, we need to get to the floating island. But we can't go there in a straight line because we risk running into the gulper. We need to circle around a little bit, and I'll see you as we make our perilous final approach to the island. In the corner right of my screen, you can see the glowing T-junction of my base a mile away for some reason. Subnautica, you need to fix your draw stuff. There's just some real funny bugs when it comes to draw distance with Subnautica's bases sometimes, this being one of them. Alright, we're definitely in a safe biome to fix my sea moth now. Jesus Christ, I'm gonna get my first death running myself over, aren't I? Oh, I've gotta be more careful with this thing. I'm so hung up on leviathans and bone sharks that I'm just not even thinking about the real threat of killing myself. Alright, there's the island, that's what this is. My understanding is if I approach it from the top of the water on pretty much any side that's mainly inland, my sea moth should be fine and safe. I'm gonna test that for a while. I'm just gonna sit in my sea moth at the surface of the water next to the island and see if the gulper comes to play. Because if he does, I need to reevaluate my plans. If he doesn't, then we're fine. There's the island. Not quite sure where the shore is, but we can figure that out ourselves. Provided we're safe. The gulper is quite far away from us at present, I believe. I'm very confident we're safe here. If we were to try to go into the middle, I'm very confident we wouldn't be. But we don't want to be in the middle. We want to be on the island in general. I'm not seeing anything. I'm not hearing anything, but with gulpers, that really doesn't mean shit. Gulpers are very quiet until they're trying to kill you. Much like a ghost, they're not announcing their presence. Okay, I'm just gonna get this a little bit closer to the edge, a little bit closer to the surface, and get out. Don't you dare die on me, you bitch. I think we should be fine, though. I think we're completely A-okay. We've got a lot of scanning to do, a lot of good stuff we can make happen here. I have so many logs I haven't read. It's a bit of a wreck. I need a bulbo tree seed. I need this voxel shrub, or a seed for it, I guess. I need a speckled rattler. I need whatever you are. The grub basket. I should probably eat some bulbo trees while I'm here, right? That would be a sensible thing to do. We're at full food. We do not need this many seeds of any one plant. That's quite enough. I'm going to need the Ming plant over here. Come on, I believe in me. Oh, is this the entrance to the teleporter? It totally is. Not what I'm looking for. I've got the grub basket, but we still need the Jaffa cup. I don't think this is it. There it is. And I think that's every terrestrial land-based piece of stuff we need, except for the actual harvestable things. I mean, it's all the useless shit. That's what I'm actually getting at here. I can just pick this, right? There's no... I'm gonna stab it because I want the seeds to take up less space. That's the sensible thing to do. Again, I only need one seed to start growing my own. I have you. Pink cap. I do not have pink cap. I thought that was wrong. Alright, cool. We have a lot of... We're just here for seeds, really. Like, there's a lot of important stuff for base building. That exterior farm bed is tremendously valuable to me. But mostly we're just here because we need to grow all the things in the game. We've gone far too long without doing it. Okay, yeah, I'm going the right direction. For a second, I thought I was, like, had one of these observatories behind me, but I do not. And I don't need this tool anymore. Although since I can sprint with tools now, I'm not sure that it actually affects my movement speed in any way while I'm on the land. I'm just gonna go up in this. Physics Y. Excuse me? Game? I don't know why I'm clipping into stuff constantly here. This is a very normal path that I should be allowed to take. What's happening? Do I have a balloon for a head? What's happening? I'm gonna save and I don't want to save and quit. It messes up the extinction. The lowest level that has colliders in this is only one chunk. And none of the mods I've ever used before had one that was that small. So I think I've caused this. Damn it. This has to be a save and quit. There's no other way to fix it. Regardless though, we are back and we can walk up the mountain now. We've truly conquered the world. The game works. It's absolutely outrageous. Subnautica is not supposed to work. It's supposed to be in early access in late 2032 at this point. How on earth are things loading and we're walking up mountains? It's outrageous. Now, I don't know why I'm scanning this bulkhead. I guess I'll have to make some bulkheads. I never do that. It sounds neat. It's a way to get more hull integrity that makes your base more interesting. That sounds like a thing I should be building. And this is a way that makes your base more interesting and cripples your hull integrity and your resource gathering. But hey, I love it. We're making observatories. I guess I want a spotlight. I'll figure out something to do with them. They are kind of derpy and useless, but hey, I'll still take them. Sure, scan the marble melons. Eventually I'll scan everything. I may as well scan this. We need a Chinese potato plant. Can I... No, you have to actually take it with you, which is unfortunate because I believe it's quite large. Yes. Which will mean that my inventory is going to be completely full once I find the lantern fruit. Got all this stuff already, nothing else to scan, so away to the next base we go. Oh man, look at those graphics. It is a thing of beauty. As much as I hate land and below zero because you spend way too much time on it, you cannot take away just how much they improved land. In Joseph Anderson's critique of Subnautica, he said it legitimately looks like the PS2 era of games when you're on land sometimes. The PS2 was a long time, like the beginning and end of that era looked very different. I want to clarify, he meant like the early days of the PS2 because this is rough. Anyway, let's get to the next base. Alright, popping down here, we can get our exterior grow beds, I think. Oh wait, we already got those. I'm so far ahead of the game. That's a stasis rifle fragment. It will give me titanium because I've unlocked it with a life scanner, a time capsule rather. There's 2 fragments. And my inventory is full, so there's no reason to scan them for titanium. So I'm just keeping a mental note that that's my 3rd fragment because I've already gotten a 1 over on the Jellyshroom base. I don't need batteries. I don't really need PDAs. I guess I'm going to listen to these during a gathering episode at some point. Or a base building episode, more likely. Man, that guy's having as much trouble navigating as I am. It's okay, little guy. I understand. Oh, is my inventory actually full? What do I need? I need a marble melon. I need to drop something. Goodbye, first aid kit. Because there's a purple tablet in here. What was I scanning in here originally? Oh, when I came here the time during my last playthrough, I was having trouble because I needed to scan the multi-purpose room. This is the first one that I found. Did I go up top just now, or...? Yeah, I came in through up here, and it caused me to miss this PDA. I just personally dislike you being there. I'm not quite sure why I found it so personally offensive, but he shouldn't be there. Now, marble melon trees. Marble melon trees would be sick, but no, these are lantern fruit trees. And that is all of the flora that we can possibly harvest from this planet, or from this island, rather. And rather than go through the tunnels like a pleb, we are going to go mountain climbing. Which in Subnautica is a little bit rough. Sometimes you'll hurl yourself backwards off the path you're trying to go up. And sometimes you just can't go up, but usually you can Skyrim your way up to the top of these. And so, oh, alright, I'm gonna need to change those settings I just adjusted, because I believe that is probably a result of the things that I've done. I'll fix that shortly. I'll fix it now, and I'll catch up with you once I'm here, because every time I save and quit, I dupe the fish. Alright, now that I've climbed the mountain with changed settings, the graphics are still very much early PS2, but I'm no longer loading big holes in the ground as a result of my own incompetence, so it's a stark improvement from where we were a second ago. I don't need this because my inventory is actually full. Oh no. Are there seeds for fern palms? Oh no. Shit. What do we do? I can drop my flare, my first aid kit, and then we're out of items to drop. I think I'm actually gonna drop my O2 tank. Yeah, I don't really want to come back here. I'm dropping the O2 tank, rip. Because, I want this seed. Unless it's a small seed, but yeah, it's a big seed. Gross. And I've already got voxel shrubs, so we're good there. I've got the lantern fruit, so we're good there. Goodbye, high-capacity O2 tank. You've served me well. I guess I'll take and drink this water on the spot, may as well. And we need to get back to our Seamoth and get out of here before the gulper notices us. See you there. I felt the need to come into the alien archery and see if there was any flora or fauna in here real quick. And I realized I've made a terrible mistake. I've moved down to a level very close to the Gulper Leviathan, so he might aggro me through the ground and start tracking me under the water towards my Seamoth. This was an egregious misplay. I guess it doesn't matter, as long as I get in my Seamoth before he grabs it, which is like all but assured that I'll manage to do that. Yeah, it's fine, it's fine. I was worried about this for a second, but it's fine. Being able to breathe the air is so nice. Okay. Yeah, he wasn't tracking me. He didn't know I was there. We're fine. Do I really need to go down there and check to see if he exists? Because I know he does. But I feel like I'm doing something wrong if I don't. Wait a second. I've had a thought. This thing has storage modules. I can go get my O2 tank back. I don't have to build another one. Full food and water, O2 tank back. I dropped a battery somewhere during all this, but I guess I don't really need it, so it's fine. Let's get back to the Seamoth. And now we can gather things along the way back with my spare O2 tank in tow. I don't know. Abandoning the O2 tank feels bad. It's been saving me this whole run. I couldn't have done half the things I did without it. I'm really glad to have it. I forgot I named this idiot edgelord Seamoth the Death Moth. It's appropriate. I'm being unnecessarily mean to the, like, fairly normal black and red color scheme. Did I just die? I did my best to. I'm gonna take that as a warning not to hang out with the gulper. I'm gonna leave. What resources do I need before I go back to my base? I don't have any health. I have to go to my base for first aid kits before I'm safe to do anything, so it doesn't even matter. The question is a moot point. Well, that's not true. We do have to pass through the safe shallows, pretty much guaranteed, right? Like, going to the biome map, yeah, we're about to go into the safe shallows, and the safe shallows are, would you believe it, actually safe. No Gulper Leviathans there, and there's plenty of titanium here, titanium that I will need shortly. You'll notice I'm being extra cautious. I'm waiting to see where the stalkers are. I am letting my Seamoth come to a full stop. I'm very afraid. Right now, I'm still one hit. I'm still safe if a stalker taps me a little bit, but not very much. I think in the name of brevity, I'm actually just going to grab some of these. And that'll probably be pretty much a full inventory already. Right? Yeah. 2 item slots left, that's plenty. We can make some more computer chips, we can make some titanium, and that'll both be very necessary for what we're about to do. What's even the point of a beacon when you can see it from a million miles away, right? I'll have to see if I can figure out a way to fix this, because I very much dislike this. You can also kind of see the pillar vertical connectors, too. We're half a kilometer away. It really puts in perspective just how ridiculously large the space is. Even if it's aesthetically hideous that it's loading out of place like this, it is very funny how big it is. Safe back at home at last. My base is an unorganized mess. It's awful. Are we actually running out of first aid kits? No, we're good. Alright, now I need to figure out exactly how I want to organize my farms. I realize now that I'm getting ahead of myself. The farms are important, absolutely. But more importantly, FCS Studios, every time, Automated Teller Machine, Field Creator Studios, FC Studios, whatever I want to call it, it needs to be started now. And I've always planned to have a big drilling operation over here in the Mushroom Forest, because the Mushroom Forest has shale. And you know what? You can't be here. No, 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 no. I'm tired of you hanging around, being a problem. You get back here. It's a little bit unnecessary to fight him, like he didn't really need to die. But he totally really needed to die. I'm setting up farms and drilling operations. He is a huge problem. He can't be here. Now, coming over to exterior modules, we have the drone. We need a lot of titanium ingots for that. That's fine. We can make beacons. That's fine. A lot of titanium ingots for this too. That's fine. And for the interior piece, we're going... Oh, whoops, that's not how it works anymore. The interior piece is more titanium ingots. All right, cool. We need a ton of titanium for all this, but I think it's all completely doable. The thing that I need immediately is an ore consumer. I guess I'm going to be doing this on foundations down here. That's fine. It gets me some additional hull integrity. It's just prettier, too. Yeah, we can do foundations right above the floor. We need lead. Gross. Alright, we need to go explore, unfortunately, in the not grassy plateaus, the kelp forest. We need to go find some caves, go find some sandstone. Oh wait, the grassy plateaus have tons of sandstone. Why did I think the grassy plateaus wouldn't work? They're actually, like, perfect for this. Although I should probably get my air back at some point. This base is so big, it's actually, like, still weird for me to think about it. I'm looking forward to finally starting to do base building and make it not straight lines, but, I'm just glad it's got the scaffolding done, to be honest. I really should start the farm now, huh? Let's get the sandstone first. I really want those ore processors, or the singular ore processor at this point in the game, started so I can get working on buying drills. Because without buying drills, nothing works. The idea of working with the Field Trader Studios and not having drills to get the resources for you, like manually gathering everything, sounds like just the most painful thing in the world. Silver is sadly, well, normally the best resource, not the one I need right now. I need lead for strictly aesthetic reasons. Which is kind of funny, because that's honestly the only real use for lead, despite it being the most practical of the resources from sandstone. Realistically, silver and gold should be the aesthetic choices. No one's walking around with lead jewelry, that's all I'm saying. Although that does sound kind of metal as fuck. I don't know why you would have that, but it sounds like an interesting conversation piece. Although lead jewelry just sounds like someone's hanging a pencil from their ear. I'm sorry, I'm lost in thought. I just don't want to be harvesting lead right now. Let me rephrase that. I don't ever want to be harvesting lead, specifically lead. For some reason, this irks me. Maybe it's because I threw like 8 or so lead through a hole in the ground at the start of the playthrough. Maybe it's just that I recognize lead as a worthless resource and I really don't want to make these. I don't know. But regardless, I'll be back with you once I return to base with this inventory of lead. Should we go to the surface and watch the Sunbeam get blown up first? It's just disrespectful not to, right? They are trying to save our life. We deserve to at least watch them die. Or they deserve for us, at least, to watch them die. Just be disrespectful to let them die for no reason and not even give a shit about it. So there's the island. Refill my other O2 tank. Oh, it's already full. Nice. Alright, guys. Come save me. Guys? I don't know. I don't think the Sunbeam's coming this time. That's a weird one. Oh, well.
Picking up orbital transponder signature of trading vessel Sunbeam. Vessel is approaching planet's surface and initiating surface scanning procedures.
I'm right here, guys. If you could just, like, throw a net, I'll climb aboard.
Detecting massive power surge from anomalous contact.
Alright, look, we got the Degassi, we got the Aurora, we got the Sunbeam. I've learned my lesson, we're not leaving. We're staying on the planet. Giant gun, we're not trying to leave. I'm not special, we're not gonna be the ones to escape. We're just gonna build a mansion and call it a day. Seems like a perfectly reasonable interpretation of current events. Alright, I'm not exactly sure what all of this is going to be for someday, but for now it's enough to get started. We can put down our first ore consumer. Or we can try and realize with dismay how much resources this thing actually takes. I think we're stuck on glass immediately? That's a bit weird. Surely we have glass. Maybe I'm so far away that I can't auto-build things because of the fact because my base is just so big. I thought it would have the whole base if it had any of the base. Maybe I'm actually out of glass. Oh no. I don't have any quartz. Can I build a scanner room? I can. It is probably very important that I build it on the correct side of the base, though. Let's build it way down here, closer to glassy plateaus, and use it to scan for quartz, because that'll make my life a lot easier. I can't build things. What the fuck? I mean, I can full override and force it to happen, I guess. I shouldn't have to, is my problem. Because, like, if I turn full override back off, it's like, no, that's ridiculous. I don't know why. Like, what could possibly be happening here that's freaking my base out so much? Is it just that it's so big the game gave up and snapped in half? I'm very confused. Regardless, thanks to full override, we can continue building our base as though the game wasn't broken. The issue, however, is that I think we need magnetite for any of these upgrades, don't we? I just want to get quartz. Alright, once I have some glass available, you'll better understand what the point of this little squiggle at the start of the tube is. Aside from just generally breaking up the tremendous straight lines that are making the space look hideous. But the reason I've gotten distracted from, like, getting quartz and building FCS, and which in turn means I need to go get magnetite, is if it's going to take this long, I need to start farming before I leave. I don't have an indoor grow bed? Oh, and the reloaded save, I must have forgotten to scan it. That's brutal. Well, you guys are getting to skip out on a lot of tedious stuff because I need to go all the way to the Jellyshroom caves, and before I go there, I guess I'm making this. But that's fine. There are other ways to grow things. Alright, I'm gonna listen to this radio, go to the island, go to the Jellyshrooms, and I'll see you there.
Lies on 13 coordinates attached. Lies on is carrying high priority passenger.
Yoki Kassar. I said Kassar. Why do I have to record this anyway?
Send immediate burial details.
Signal location uploaded to PDA.
I think I just missed an eclipse based on what I'm looking at. I came to the surface of the water and noticed how blue everything was. However, the other thing that I was busy doing that caused me to miss that eclipse is my inventory currently is 2 scrap salvage, and the storage compartments are completely filled with scrap metal, meaning I picked up 10 or 40 titanium. And since all of the FCS stuff took 1 million ingots, I think it took 5 ingots between it, we're gonna need all of this titanium I've just gathered. In retrospect, it's a very good thing that I never antagonized that gulper over here, because if I had, I would probably have pulled him out on this side of the island when I left, resulting in it now being completely unsafe to approach the island. So thank God I threw myself off the cliff poorly and convinced myself to leave, because this could actually be really hard to do if I hadn't. Alright, so having learned my lesson last time, I will not be bringing my sea moth any further into the Jellyshroom caves. It's just going to be a floating oxygen tank up here. Lights off. And we're going to go down and do all the scanning we possibly can at this base. At a future point, we're probably going to need to come back here for more magnetite than what we're getting now. I was checking if there was a crab snake egg in there. There was not. Because, like, yeah, I am here right now. I may as well grab the crab snake eggs. Oh no, I do want more than one. That's a problem. Alright, I can't possibly carry enough eggs right now. I'll come back later for more eggs. And I may be giving away the game that I have some ridiculous plans for aquariums in the future. Alright, that is another stasis rifle fragment, bringing us up to 4. I think 5 is the number of fragments where I would feel comfortable saying that I've definitely got it unlocked in the DeathRun stuff. What's on top of the base right there? It's a spotlight, right? Yeah. Nervously strafing back and forth intensifies. Yeah, grab the PDA. Even though we're not really listening to them as we grab them in this run, I still feel like I should have them.
Integrating new
Scan these just so the icon will go away. This feels like it. Oh, I don't like this. I'm sure I'm fine. He wasn't even trying to chomp me, he was chomping someone else. It's fine. We have a second O2 tank, and it's actually filled with air. I was briefly very nervous.
New blueprint.
Should this hatch be openable? Feels like it should be able to. We gotta go up this. I don't remember what's up here, which is why it's mandatory. No, it's just this. Sad times.
Integrating new PDA data.
Okay, we made it through already. We're probably not gonna get stabbed this time. Okay, now the hard part. I need at least one, preferably 5 magnetite. I would like even more than that. Here's our 1, 2, 3. And I need to go up for air as well. Let's not risk it. Apparently I've never turned my visor off since all of those settings issues.
Aboard, Captain.
Alright. Eat some Bulbo, get back to full everything. I thought I gave more than that. Oh well, it's fine. Then we pop back in. We need at least 2 more and then we're able to go. But I would really prefer to have far more than 2, because I don't know what I need magnetite for. In my previous run, I kept bottling out on magnetite because making auto-sort lockers, but I've actually removed that mod in favor of just using the stuff from Field Creator Studios because I like the data storage stuff more. Right, we have all the magnetite we're ever going to need is what I just heard. There is so much magnetite over here. Alright, maybe it's so much shale and there's literally no magnetite. All 3 of those which I thought were magnetite were in fact shale. But there was plenty of magnetite that I wasn't referring to specifically. Man, they're angry. This isn't even my last time in these caves. I have to come back one more time in the future for eggs and flora. And I guess for the Oculus and the II too. Though they're less important to me than crab snakes and Jellyshrooms. At this point I just have enough magnetite. I'm gonna circle my way back around and get out of here. Could you not, though? Sea moss over there, so we want to go through this way. I don't think anything's ever up on the walls like this. I could be wrong. I'm certainly feeling like I'm right about it. But we have enough magnetite. We don't need to find any more. We're completely fine. We might even be at a full inventory. We're definitely very close. We have 3 inventory slots left, way more than 5 magnetite. Guy, what are you doing with your life? Do you want to get stabbed to death like the sand shark that lives at my house? Lived, I guess, past tense. Alright, we've got the interior grow bed, we've got the magnetite. What were we doing? We were getting quartz. We've gone so far off base. It's starting to look a little bit more like a base, right? There's some pieces. It's not just straight line pipes anymore. As long as you only look at the kelp forest side. Don't mind me, I'm just over here making 5 titanium ingots because I need all of them. And I think the sad fact here is I actually can't make the 2 plasteel I need. Am I wrong about that? Oh, we can make 2 plasteel. Fantastic. Heading over to the scanner room, we can start making upgrades finally. I can get range, HUD ship, those are the things we really care about. I'm actually gonna go with 2 range and 2 speed for once, because I always have to wait forever on these things. And I feel like we're in range of plenty of quartz. I believe the HUD ship's already in. It is. Good. All I want from you is quartz. Make it happen. It's so much easier now. Like, yeah, there's quartz in here somewhere. I'm just trusting the game. Why would it lie to me? There are apparently 3 pieces of quartz right here. Remember in the beginning of the game when I was just like running back and forth through here saying, I don't know where it is, I'm sure I'm blind, I just don't see it. I know it's here. Like, yeah, the grass is just crazy thick. There was, in fact, quartz everywhere. I don't blame myself for not seeing it. Without the scanner room, I still would not be seeing it. I can see those 2 in the distance. But, man, this is ridiculous. Wait, that isn't quartz. Is that another time capsule? What was this? Oh no, it's quartz, I'm crazy. It's just barely out of range of the scanner currently. I'll be back with you once I picked up a full inventory of quartz. Alright, we've got our magnetite to get our quartz, to get our glass, to make this thing. And glass is not the resource I thought I'd be going on a fetch quest for. We might need to go get some silicone rubber and lubricant. I imagine we will need to. Oh my god, you just have it in the base? We can actually make this thing. Hell yeah. Turn it on with F. Oh, right, yes, I need to sign up to Amazon.com. 1 second. Let me just hit F2 to go into my PDA, go into account, create new account. Our name is FFF, pin 1234.
Thank you for creating.
I'm not quite sure why power isn't reaching that from my base, but evidently it's not, so it'll need its own solar panel. Solar panel complete. That should allow me to power this thing on. It's shooting its power line over here for some reason, but it still powered you on, which is what matters. So now we can put ores in there. Let's go grab all of our gold and diamonds. Yes, all of it. The sum total of our gold and diamonds is a much smaller number than I had hoped. But all the same, we are now able to come over here, add ores, and chuck in all of this. And this should be enough to get us our first tiny drill. I want more than tiny drills, I want several large drills, but we have to settle for 1 tiny drill just at the minute. Let's see how these farms are going. Spoilers, not great. However, they do exist. We're gonna need to figure out exactly what we're doing with these various plants. None of you matter, none of you matter. Bulbo tree matters, lantern fruit tree matters. Lantern fruit tree is what we're using for our actual sustenance this run. And unfortunately, as I sit here contemplating exactly how I want my farms arranged, my ore finally beginning to process, I think it's time to end the video. I've gone on quite a few little side quests to get FCS and farming online, and we're finally getting there, but I think I've gone on long enough, so I'll get it properly working next time. I hope you enjoyed the episode. I hope you're still liking the series, even though we're transitioning thoroughly from DeathRun to base building at this point. And I'll see you in the next one. Oh yeah, YouTube algorithm drill. Like, comment, subscribe, Patreon. Go, go, go.